Welcome to the Up and Up podcast, and today we're here with another nonprofit to learn more about what's going on in this nonprofit. Who do they serve, and how do they do it? So I'm excited today. I got one of my friends in the studio. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
My name is Kristy High, and I am the North Central Indiana ambassador for Ainsley's Angels of America.
Woohoo! And what is that?
Well, Ainsley's Angels is a nationwide nonprofit. We've got nearly 70 ambassadorships all over the United States. We happen to have 2 ambassadorships here in Indiana, and our mission is to that together we shall educate, advocate, and celebrate inclusive communities while connecting others through empowerment and belonging.
I love that. And, tell me, how do you do that? Because that's a lot wrapped up in a mission statement.
It is a lot. First of all, it starts by being open. We've got a spot for everybody in our organization. One of the main ways that we get out in the community is by participating in endurance events like local 5Ks, half marathons, ultra marathons. We just had a group come back from Washington, D.C., where we participated in the Marine Corps Marathon.
Woo!
So we've got a lot going on, but we also do other things in our community. We had a family dinner in August. We celebrated 7 years of inclusion here in Indiana. And we also had a day at the Pumpkin Patch at Dole's in October. So we're just looking for opportunities that everyone can be included in what goes on every day in their community.
I love it. I love it. And speaking of 5Ks, whether it's the Rudolph Run or Rocheville with the festival, and you guys have some kind of a run out there, I think about that because, I've been there to participate and champion on, my 2 granddaughters. And so, Natalie's been a runner, and then, of course, Emma, has Downs, and, she's just not really able to get her running on,
Yeah.
But she loves to be with her sister. And so you'll have some celebrity or a special runner that will push Emma around, which these are beautiful, luxurious carts that, carry the kids in that are very comfortable.
Yes. So when we do races, what we do is we put together angel teams. So that kind of covers the members that we have in our organization. So we have 3 roles for members. First is guardian angels, and that's like myself. I'm not a runner, but I am the one who organizes and puts together things and talks with people and secures entries and helps raise funds.
Yes.
And I come and do podcasts with great people like you. And so we always need guardian angels.
Yes.
The angel runners are the legs behind the chairs, and they lend their legs to the individuals that we call athlete riders. And
yes.
athlete riders, like Emma, are individuals who have a disability that limits them in some way from participating without support. So some of our individuals that participate utilize a wheelchair all the time.
Yeah.
Some only use one during races because that's the safest way for them to participate. Mm-hmm. But if I could share a quick story about Emma, the first time Emma came, she and Natalie were on a little team together, and Emma's in the chair, and she wanted to get out and cross the finish line by herself. And a lot of times when kids are young, they want to be the first ones across the finish line. And so when Emma got out, she was kind of holding her arm out beside her. And I thought at first she was going to tell Natalie, like it was to tell Natalie to let me go. But no, she was holding her hand out so that Natalie could run up and grab her hand. And then they finished together across the finish line holding hands. And it was just the sweetest thing ever. And another picture from that race, as they're coming and approaching the finish line, they're coming down a hill, and Emma had her hands up in the picture like she's on a roller coaster. She was having so much fun. But when we do those things, we put together those events for our families. In the beginning, when people first see us, they think, well, it's all about the person in the chair. It totally is. Mm-hmm. Or they'll think, oh, it's all about the runners lending their legs. And it can totally be. Mm-hmm. But it also is an opportunity for our families.
Yeah.
Because care for our loved ones with disabilities is hard to come by. There is a shortage of nursing care. There's a shortage of respite care. And when our families bring their loved ones to an event, they know that their loved one is going to be cared for.
Yes.
They
That's
are
the truth.
placed, they are safe. They're with people who have run before, who have experience with other families. And it gives some of these caretakers the only break they have an opportunity for. Sometimes every month, like it's 30 minutes where their loved one is having a great time.
Yes. I
And
see
they
so
have-
many smiles.
Yes, and they have the opportunity to, just commune with other adults, because sometimes that is hard to come by. And also just a break for them. Like sometimes it's amazing. The parents, the ride will start, the run will start, and a parent will come and say, "Can I go to the gas station? I promise I'll come right back." And I'm like, "Of course, go get a soda." If your loved one finishes, we're just going to keep him here at the end with us, and we're just going to cheer on the rest of them that come in. And so it's just a wonderful opportunity. It really is.
It is. And this really got started in your life because you have a daughter that is wheelchair bound, right?
Yeah, she's a wheelchair user.
Yeah. And I apologize because, having the proper etiquette to talk about this inclusiveness is really super important. And we really do need to pay attention to the way that we do that. I love the fact that you're saying writer, and you're including them in this process. So I love that fact. And I think that, this is another education tool, right? Just to let people know. And your daughter's name is Kendall. And I've seen Kendall have a smile from ear to ear when somebody is running her down. And it isn't about time, it's just about finishing and making sure that they're having a good time. If they're cold, they'll stop. They'll put another blanket on, but I love the fact that you are creating something for everybody to be a piece and a part of.
That's right. That's right. We tell folks, you don't have to be fast. You just have to be willing to lend your legs and have a good time. And if you are having a good time, then the rider in the chair is going to have a great time. And that's what it's all about. It's agreeing that for this event, you are giving yourself over to something that's a little bit bigger than you. Some of our runners are elite runners, and they love to run for time. And they've done the Chicago, and they've done New York, and they've done the Boston. And now they're like, what's next? I've done all these things for me. What's next? And they've decided that what's next is they want to help others earn those titles for themselves. And so we're now competing in triathlons 2 a year. And we have 3 or 4 of our riders who have participated in those. And it's a lot of fun. And it's a different experience.
I bet it is.
And it's a lot of work. And we have practices. Our riders come to practices just like the runners do. So we try to tie it all together and try to make sure everyone feels a part and everybody feels prepared so that when race day comes, it's a great experience for everybody.
That's awesome. And, we got some local celebrity runners that, run.
We do. Mayor Moore has run with us several times. In fact, he's done the 4x4x48 with us a couple of times. So if you're not familiar with that, David Goggins is an inspirational speaker, and he does this 4x4x48 challenge. And he challenges all his followers around the world to run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. And Shannon Spencer is a local member, and Shannon has been inspired by this and wanted to make it her mission to use Ainsley's Angels, to use the 4x4x48 to spotlight Ainsley's Angels and what we do in the community.
Love it.
And so Mayor Moore joined us one year, and then last year he joined us again, and he had such a great time that he said, I want to do the Indy Mini Marathon. And so we actually pushed Kendall in the Indy Mini this past year, and they had a great time.
That's amazing.
It was truly amazing.
Yeah. So, and, Shannon, you know, actually has a running club and does a lot of different things. And I've seen her at a lot of your events. And it is great to see runners join up with your cause and make it happen for others. And I know those experiences are precious in everybody's eyes, whether it's the runner or it's the rider. They're having a great time. How do others that are now hearing that their child or an adult could be in one of the carriers as a rider, or have that space for having a little time off for caregiving, because that is a challenge. And so how do they get a hold of you? How do they know more about?
So one of the easiest things they can do is go to www.ainsleysangels.org and click join now. It's free to join. To do races here locally, we like to say all you have to do is just sign up and show up.
That's it.
So it just takes a few minutes to join. You get on an email list, you get regular emails once or twice a month that just say, here's our upcoming events. If it's something you want to participate in, you email me back. And if it doesn't fit your schedule, you just wait for something to come up. I would also emphasize that if you're not a runner, but you have time or talents that you would like to volunteer, we can always use guardians on race day, but also outside of race day. We're always looking for volunteers who might be willing to read a book to a local classroom, because we're all about not just educating on race day, but educating our community, just like we were just talking about, using the term like is a wheelchair user rather than wheelchair bound, right?
Yes.
Because an important part of being an inclusive community is being open to teaching and learning and having this conversation, because disability is not a bad word.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's the way of life for a lot of people. And when we accept that and are open to it, and we can see the possibilities for them to be able to be included in our community.
I love that fact, and I love what you stand for. What is some of the upcoming events that you're hosting that people can be aware of for some of the runs or some of the other events that you have that they could participate in? All
right, so our next event is December the 2nd. We're going to do the Kokomo Howard County Public Library's Rudolph Family Fun Run and 5K.
Woohoo!
So that's on December 2nd. I should probably mention that our athlete riders, not only is it free for our riders to sign up, it is also free for our riders to participate in these events.
Yes.
We work with the race directors to cover the cost for our athlete riders, because we know a lot of our families are working on a very limited budget.
Yeah.
And if you are a runner or are someone who participates in events, you know that those fees can rack up very quickly. And so we also maintain the equipment on race day. So, you know, if Emma was going to come to a race, the races Emma's come to, her mom lets me know she's coming. We have a chair ready for her with her name on it when she gets there. We have a team ready to push her and lend their legs. And we just want it to be a good time for everybody. But yeah, so they can sign up there. If you would like to see firsthand some of the things we've been doing, people can also visit our Facebook page.
Oh, wonderful.
We are AAIN Indiana.
Ooh,
and that'll take you right to our state page. But yes, upcoming events. So after the December run, we kind of have a little quiet period because January and February are really cold.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're looking for some indoor activities. We always bounce around a few ideas. So things do pop up on the schedule sometimes.
Yeah.
But then our next running event would be the 4x4x48 with Shannon. But we don't have a set date. It's usually the very beginning of March.
Okay. So it's up and coming. So December 2nd's the next race. If they would want to get their loved one in it, all they got to do is either make a phone call, hit you up on Facebook Messenger on the AA.
It's the @AAN Indiana.
Okay.
Or go right to the website and just sign up.
Okay.
As an angel, and then you'll get the information about the race. And then if that works for you, then I send the discount code out to our riders, and the runners register and lend their legs, and it's a great time.
There's also a lot of volunteer opportunities, right? You've got events that you're trying to host that are just fun for the caregivers as well as the individuals that we're recognizing. And then I think about the runners that are volunteering. And then I also think about hosting the events, if there would be somebody out there that would be willing to host an event for you. There's different places here in town that, you could go to have an event. So if you own a place a good event space and you want to host something, make sure and reach out and see how we can get more involved in this nonprofit organization to bring inclusiveness. And I love that fact. So thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else that you'd like to share?
I would like to share that a lot of times people think about inclusion and they think about it only in terms of disabilities and only in terms of things relating to school. Mm-hmm. But really inclusion is not just for individuals with disabilities, it's for everybody. And our vision is that we will have inclusion without limits. And that means everywhere, everyone, all the time. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just what you do, it's what you think, it's how you live, it's a way of being, and that's what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. And I think about caregivers, because caregivers it's challenging. It doesn't matter whether you're dealing with a younger person or you're dealing with a senior or somewhere in between. Caregiving it's an art form, and not everybody has that ability. And so, again, I think about caregivers reaching out so that you can be that encouragement to them, because sometimes that is the part that you have to hold. And I've always respected and honored you because of your caregiving skills that I've seen with Kendall. And you take her everywhere, and she's always participating. You're always talking and making sure that she's a part of everything. And I absolutely want to say thank you for being who you are and showing other moms and other families how we can be that kind of caregiver to people.
Thank you very much. One of the things that we say in Ainsley's Angels is strangers yesterday, friends today, family forever. Because we're not just about race day. We're not just about an event and then we don't talk again. We really work hard to connect individuals outside of race day. And so you'll find many of our people have friended each other on Facebook, both runners, guardians, and families of athlete riders, because there are real friendships there, and they get together outside of race day and they do things together. And so that is really what it's about too, because being a caregiver can be very excluding. If you have a loved one that has a lot of needs, it can be a lot of work to get them out. For a race day that we have to be there at 8 a.m., my day may start at 4 a.m. because we have all the things that have to be done to be ready to go at 8 a.m. And we know that that's a possibility for a lot of our families, and so we try to anticipate that. We try to do things so that we can, help them in any way that we can while they're there and make it easier on them. But having that understanding speaks volumes. Just being with someone who gets it makes a big difference for a lot of our families. And so we're glad to be able to foster that too.
Yeah, that is wonderful. And I never really thought about that. But, when we have showed up for a race, you guys are always smiling, you're ready, the name is on the cart, ready to go. And yet you probably got up at 4 a.m. to make that moment happen. And man, do I have some respect for that.
Well,
so
thank you. I always want our families to know, I want them to come to race day, and I want everything to be ready so when they walk up, I have things ready so that I can interact with them the way that they deserve and the way that it feeds my soul to interact with our families. I have gotten a lot of joy from witnessing Kendall participate in events and see the love that is showered on her by others, And it feeds my soul to be able to provide those opportunities to others.
Yes, yes.
And when our families get there, I want them to arrive and I want them to see everything ready. And I want them to go, they were expecting me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's powerful.
I'm important enough that
We're
they prepared for
anticipating
me.
them. We want you to be here. And so that's the kind of feeling I try to give. So
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for joining us with the Up and Up podcast. Hopefully you learned something new. Stay tuned for this message. The episode is funded by the Community Foundation of Howard County. Special thanks to the Hunt Family Fund, which was used to fund this grant. And now back to the Up and Up podcast. Welcome back to the Up and Up podcast, where we interview one of our Up crew. And today I have with me Char-Michael. Hey, tell me how old you are, where you go to school, all that good stuff.
Okay, so I was born on June 15th, 2011, so that means I'm 12 years old.
Okay.
And I go to Lutheran Redeemer. And what was the other question?
That was it. Actually, you did a really good job. So what grade are you in?
I'm in 6th.
Okay, awesome. What's your favorite subject in school?
Well, gym, because it's the easiest to do.
Okay. All right. And I was going to ask you about the UP program. Obviously, we go out and do yard work. What's one of your favorite things to go out and do?
Okay, so usually, let me see.
Do you like raking? Do you like cleaning out the gutters?
Definitely not raking. Well, I actually like to work inside. I actually like to work inside and wipe windows and stuff.
Okay.
I like to mop the floors and stuff.
Okay, I got you. So you like interior work if you can help it.
Yeah.
Okay, but you do outside work, and I understood you've been a hard worker. Okay, so with working at the outreach, we give you points, okay? And do you use those points in the store?
Well, yeah. I use them on the store, but when I'm 18, I'm gonna buy actual useful stuff for me.
Like what?
Like cars, food, to pay bills, and all the things that help you in life.
Yeah, I love that fact because we've had one kid in the program that did buy a car with his money, and that was pretty cool. So you're looking at doing the same thing. So tell me, how many points have you saved up so far?
Okay, so I saved up 2,200 something points.
Wow, 2,200.
There's this gap I do whenever I get a gift card. Whenever I get a gift card, I'll wait until a few months. No, probably a couple months later, and then I'll get another gift card to buy me something.
That's awesome. Okay, so once in a while you'll cash in and buy something. Yeah. What's something you've bought with your points?
Well, I had to buy games from my PS4.
Okay.
And I think I've helped out a little bit with my brother's wanting some the Oculus. So he's been wanting these games on the Oculus. So sometimes I will make his wishes come true and actually buy them.
That's pretty cool. You're making your brother's wishes come through by buying him some Oculus games.
Yeah, I think I bought a few, and or just a food that just interests me and stuff. Mm-hmm. Stuff that looks appetizing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's super. Tell me, there's this thing called the huddle. What do you think about the huddle?
The huddle? Mm-hmm. Well, it's not too bad. You only stay there for an hour. And you just gotta and they just pass a microphone and then you gotta answer some.
Wow. Okay. And so Corrine, it's just answer. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
talking about, have you learned something from the UP program?
Oh.
Yeah. So what would you say that you've learned that you're going to be able to use later on in your life?
Well, the thing I learned in the UP program is hustle and make money.
Ooh, there you go. Hustle and make money.
Like you just gotta save up like as much as you can before you gotta go to college, because like someday you actually are. Mm-hmm. And you have to come up with like plans whenever you don't go to college. Like for example, so first I am going to take all my money from the UP program, and then I am going to take all my belongings inside my room so I can save money, and then I'll go to college, and then just lay low there.
Yeah. Okay. And so where would you go to college, and what would you take in college?
Well, I would go to college, and I would like be taking like the hard work I put with me, because that's going to help me like in my life.
Yes, it is. I agree with you 100%. And I'm really proud. You're probably one of the first UP kids that have said, I am going to college. So to you, going to college is not an option. It's a requirement in your life, which I think is just phenomenal. I support you 100%. What do you think that you will take in college that will help you in your career going forward?
In my career?
Is there certain studies such as criminal justice or social work or, psychology or nursing?
Well, you will need to have like experience. You will need to have like at least some experience to be like a 9-yard or something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I'll do it.
Yeah, and I was going to say there's a really neat position called a corrections officer. And it's a little bit between like a probation officer or an officer of the court that kind of helps families or kids through things. So even that criminal justice aspect might have some flavor for you. Because it would talk about defense, it would talk about how people think, and it would give you some real life exposure to some of the things that you might see on a night shift type position. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it might be good to just take a trip to a college to see what's available with that.
Yeah, but I think I'm like going to Ball State because when I was in like 4th grade, my teacher, Miss Pettigrew, was like talking to me about college, and she was showing us a lot of like viewpoints about like different colleges. Like, for example, like she'll like show us a picture of Indiana University, and they actually had like really nice shots too. And when I look at Ball State, it looked beautiful. So yeah, I think I'm going to like Ball State.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I think that's great. And what's the career path that you see for yourself down the road? What do you think that you want to do in life?
I pretty much think I'll just like lay low for like college for like at least like as much years as it takes to be a 9-yard, and then I'll like go to somewhere like Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And then just like live off my days in there or something.
Okay, so you want to be a night guard somewhere, and so you're going to go to school, study hard to be able to get that job, but then you want to go to Pennsylvania. What's in Pennsylvania? Why not here?
I don't know. I've been thinking hard about this, but yeah, it's either that it's going to be Pennsylvania or I'm just going to stay here.
Okay, that's cool.
I actually don't know why I said Pennsylvania. I was just thinking of like random stuff.
Hey, and that's okay. This podcast is about you and what you think you want for your life and what you're learning. What does the 4 R's stand for, and how do you feel about the 4 R's in the creed?
Oh yeah. I'm respectful to. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I said it.
Yeah, I know. But we say it every Wednesday when you come in.
I'm respectful at home, at school, at work, to myself. I'm responsible for my actions or for caring for myself, for listening and worrying for the way I treat others. I am responsible by being on time, by keeping my promises, by finishing my start, by being persistent. I'm ready to work, to lead, to speak up, to solve problems in a positive way.
Woo! That was quick and down. Man, you did it. So how has that impacted your life? How has the Creed and Corrine and some of the people there in the UP program affected your life? Have they done good for you?
I think like the responsibility has because ever since I've been actually like putting on deodorant a little more and brushing my teeth a little more than I would used to. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting more disciplined with yourself and your life, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And I know last year we did the cooking competition and in the life skills class. Did you have fun doing that?
Well, yeah.
Okay. What'd you cook? Do you remember?
It was like spaghetti with like grapes on like yogurt or something.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. I think I remember. Like
yeah.
It was like spaghetti with grapes on yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah, because you had to have 5 food groups. So that's why the grapes and yogurt came in kind of as a dessert on top of the spaghetti that was the main course. So that's pretty cool.
Wait, I think we also got like meatballs or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
For your protein piece. That's pretty cool. So, what do you think life skill classes this year are going to be like woodworking and advanced woodworking and home repair, some music, some first aid? What do you think you're going to do this year for your life skills class? Is there anything there that kind of tips the scale for you?
I think I'll do like wood shop.
Okay.
Because like we actually get to like use tools and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The wood shop's pretty cool, man. We got every tool under the sun there. Yeah. So what would you like to learn in the wood shop?
I don't know. Well, I actually like did it like once and it actually seemed pretty fun. It just feels like satisfying. So yeah, that's literally what I'm trying to do.
That's cool. And that way you can do your own repairs or cutting tools and learn how to use those things. So I think that's pretty cool. Is there anything else that you would tell the audience about Kokomo Urban Outreach? But the best aspect for you that you were telling me about was the money. Yeah, you enjoy that.
Yeah.
And you want to make as much as you can before you're 18 years of age?
Okay, I just don't want the people thinking that I'm greedy or something.
Oh.
I'm not greedy or something.
No.
I'm just all about my money.
Yeah. Well, and that there's nothing wrong with that because you know that hard work is earning and that you're earning your way in life to become that self-reliant adult, right?
Yeah.
And that's really what you want to be, right? You want to be on your own and successful. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good value. That's an excellent value. So, have you helped others with your money before?
Well, yeah, I did help when I think I bought like that one VR game for like Jaeger.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, your brother. So that was very, very good. I was going to say, do you help around your house more? Since you've been in the UP program?
Well, I do pay for my phone bills too.
Oh, do you?
So that I could like save my like knee like $30.
Okay. So you pay for your own phone bill right now.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. Is there anything that has happened to you at the outreach that's a positive experience that you would like to share with the group? Is there anything fun that you did that you were like, man, that was super cool?
Okay. Hold on. Well, it actually feels like an actual job, so I'll give it that. Mm-hmm. Plus, they have like a break room where you look at where you like take a break after like your work.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got a game room that you can play in. You got a music studio. You got a lot of good things, right?
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you wish that the outreach would change or do that's different that we can improve on?
Well, they could improve like the new look of like the new look of the church, because it just seemed the church just seems low budget.
Okay, I got you.
Like that's
yeah.
like that's the problems I have like with schools and churches like that. Like I mean like most churches and church schools I've been to. Well, I've only been to like one church school, but still, like they always just seem low profited. Mm-hmm. They just always seem low budgeted.
Well, and what do you think that is? Because they're a nonprofit, and so where do you think their money comes from?
Well, okay, so like they make their money by the children working for them.
We pay you, but where do we get our money to pay you?
From your jobs, from your jobs.
Well, our jobs, they pay us to do the job. And so where does that money come from?
Oh yeah, but don't you have like second jobs?
Yes, we do. But does that mean that we put all of our second jobs into this job?
Wait.
Or what are we going to live off of?
Wait, let me think. The bank.
Yeah. Well, you are thinking the right way, Char-Michael, and I appreciate that you've brought this conversation up, because I think this is very relevant for what we're talking about today. Because the outreach is actually supported by local donors that are watching us right now. People sew in to you, our youth. Do you know how much it costs for the youth to go through our program? A year. $2,000. $1,250 of those dollars are you actually getting 25 points a week, which equate into dollars. Okay? So $1,250 is what supports you financially for a year in the program. The rest is gas for the vans, maintenance on the vans, utilities for the building, insurance for the building, paying the staff, and actually buying a vehicle, actually having the curriculum and having to pay for the curriculum. So there's lots of bills that have to be paid, but you bring up a good point. Why do schools or private churches or nonprofits look like they have a low budget? And it is because they are working on a very tight budget. Because it's more about putting money into you and sowing into young lives and making an important difference in your life, like letting you be able to get $2,000 gathered up. And part of that is you and your hard work that's out there doing it for people in our community. But that money that's coming in is only 30% of what you get paid. Okay? So if we didn't have churches that invest in us, if we didn't have donors individually that put into us, we wouldn't be able to give you the experience of Kokomo Urban Outreach. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And isn't that funny that you asked that, and now you have some real information to take back and say, hey, would you give to Kokomo Urban Outreach so that Jaeger can continue to come, and so that, Johnny can be able to come? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I say that today because, what we do with our up crews and folks like Char-Michael that came on the show today is it's personal donations from our community. It's churches that support us. It's small businesses, local businesses that support us. And you can give through our website at kokomourbanoutreach.org. There's a PayPal in the right side there. You can do a reoccurring monthly gift or a one-time gift. And there's also QR codes that we can do, or I'd tell you to go to our Facebook page and give. But you're supporting students in the UP program like Char-Michael, who is trying to save for his future. And in the meantime, you're learning how to work and help your family as well, would you say? Yep, absolutely. Is there anything else that you want to share with the audience today, Char-Michael?
Let me think about this real close.
Absolutely. I appreciate that you're thinking about it because it's important for the folks to know what you think more than me as the director, because they care about kids like you. You're our future.
Yeah, I don't think I have any more questions.
Okay, no problem. Hey, I want to thank you for joining the Up and Up podcast, and I appreciate your support, and you have a great week.